Here's Chris dating his mom's lookalike.
Look at you. Do you even realize who you look like? Cameron Diaz, that's who. You are gorgeous.
And here's Haley doing a lot worse with her dad's body double. That's way too identical for comfort. And this is just one of the many times the two shows have copied each other. Not just in weirdness, but in storyline too. But how much have they actually copied? Well, today I'm ranking every time American Dad and Family Guy shamelessly copied each other's homework, and of course, ranking who did it better. And what better way to kick things off than with what both shows specialize in? Roasts. Specifically, the episodes from both shows that just happen to be about a character getting roasted. In Family Guy, Peter learns what a roast is for the first time, which raises a very important question. What exactly did he think he was doing to Meg for the past 20 seasons? Anyway, he decides to host a roast.
Well, first off, Peter's always been special. In high school, he didn't play sports, but he did wear a helmet.
That's kind of funny.
You know, Peter, I love your chin, but I gotta ask, what's it like going through life with a so close to your mouth? You know what? Hold on. I'll just ask your teenage daughter.
Absolutely hilarious. No surprise Quagmire's hosting either. The man's got the sharpest tongue in Peter's entire friend group. At first, it's actually pretty wholesome. A couple light jabs, nothing too crazy. You know, like a roast is supposed to be. That is, of course, until it's time for the man of the hour to speak.
Okay, yeah, I got something to say. Screw all you guys! I hope you all eat turds and die! None of you bastards are my friends no more!
Yeah, knowing Peter, I'm not surprised things went south. He decides his friends are total a-holes for doing the roast he asked for, because apparently Peter thought a roast was just aggressive compliments. So instead of, talking to them about his feelings, he decides the next logical step is to go make new friends.
Hey, will you bearded dwarves be friends with me?
We, sir, are Italian children. Good day.
And he even has the audacity to look sad when he realizes he can't befriend people he intends to make fun of. Peter searches through some questionable friendship options, then again, so is his old friend group. And as fate would have it, he stumbles across a group of ladies, and somehow Peter blends right in.
Hey, can I be the one who laughs, screams really loud at restaurants?
As long as you're picking up the check.
Boy, I'm blending right in with you gals.
Nothing says gal pals like high-pitched laughter, wine, and painful small talk. And for a while, Peter's having the time of his life. No constant giggity, no weird side comments. He gets to be as fruity as he wants. But of course, things don't stay perfect. During a hangout back at his place, the girls finally meet his wife, Lois, and that's when their true colors start to show.
Oh, thank God. For a second, I thought she was going to come with us.
What?
Seriously, Peter, how do you live with her?
I know that voice.
And what is that hair color? Creamy French dressing?
No surprise there, because where there are girls, there's gossip. But you'd think even Peter would grow a conscience when a bunch of strangers start secretly trash-talking his wife of over 20 years and 20 seasons.
Hey, if you think that's funny, she once had a miscarriage outside of Petco. I still have the security camera footage somewhere.
Yeah.
Peter, I'm your conscience, Jiminy Cricket.
Ah, bug!
Andrea, you set a place for Jiminy again.
Oh, so I did.
Rip Jimmy Cricket. Your only crime was telling a grown man how to live his life. But hey, Brian did his job for him and got Peter to come clean to Lois, so there's that. And as a woman, she wasn't surprised, not even a little. What did surprise Peter was when Lois casually mentioned that they definitely talked behind his back, so of course, Peter tries to check that out.
I think, I'm maybe gonna go use the restroom and let you guys talk about whatever you're gonna talk about.
Huh, I guess Peter made it to the bathroom because I can't feel him walking anymore.
Okay, you gotta admit that was pretty funny. But Peter didn't find it so. I mean, the fat jokes are the exact reason he dropped his old friends, so he drags his sorry butt back home to the only gal pal that wouldn't betray him, sometimes. Now to get back at them, Peter and Lois decide to go after the most important things in their lives, and I'm thinking, oh, this is where they buy their dream houses out from under them or expose their deepest secrets to the entire town. But no, Peter gets creative. Never question the determination of a man who sold his own daughter to clear his tab, and somehow that still wasn't the craziest revenge he took, because for his closing act, he showed up at his last victim's daughter's wedding.
I bribed one of the busboys. He has a little surprise planned for her.
Oh my God, somebody stabbed the groom!
Oh no, it's not a perfect day.
Peter might have the brain power of a bipolar cockroach, but I sure as hell wouldn't want to piss him off. And with his revenge officially done and dusted, he goes back and apologizes to his old gang, who didn't even notice he'd cut them off in the first place. Absolutely slapstick, but the American Dad version got me jaw-dropped. The whole thing kicks off on Roger's birthday. He's already trashed the house looking for a surprise party, and once he finds out what the Smiths actually have planned, he decides he's got a much better idea.
I want a roast.
Roger, do you even know what a roast is?
Of course I do. I was a member of the Friars Club in the 60s. I drove Phyllis Diller to 2 of her first 3 abortions. She must have such regret never getting her driver's license.
Another self-thought, self-planned roast, except this time Roger doesn't have any friends, so we'll have to settle for the Smiths. Now, unlike Family Guy, the room isn't packed with the entire town and every side character imaginable, but that doesn't mean that the roasts are any lighter.
Roger is truly one of the most interesting people I know. He's also a pathetic drug addict. Now, I'm going to read a list of different drugs, and Roger, if you hear one you're not on right now, raise your hand. Cocaine, heroin, ecstasy, crack, Oxycontin, meth, cooked-down Afrin, Euphoria, the fake drug from 90210.
Roger's June 4th diary entry. It says $1 Million Ideas, and under it, it reads diarrhea equals Rhea Perlman. The rest of the pages have holes in them because he them.
Most of these aren't even real roasts, they're just Roger's biography, and that's an endless list. Honestly, at this point, you could just hand him a list of his crimes and call it a roast. Compared to Peter, Roger takes it like a champ. That is, until it's time for the celebrant to take the stand.
Why? Why would you do this? What did I ever do to any of you to make you say those incredibly hurtful things?
Are you serious?
Does it look like I'm not serious?
Roger, this is what you asked for.
You stay away from me, Francine. All of you stay away from me. This has been the worst night of my entire life.
I should have known better than to trust anything Roger says. And the funny part, I'm pretty sure if he were actually doing the roasting, the victim wouldn't just be roasted, they'd be incinerated. And just like Peter, he goes out with a dramatic exit. Only difference is that Roger didn't try to replace his family, he decided to turn over a new leaf.
Who's that positive girl with you?
This is Allie, my life coach. She also works at Jumbo Juice. She gave me a fiber boost, then she gave me a life boost. She also made me a goal list. This is the first piece of paper I haven't in years.
Although the Smiths aren't really buying the whole baptism thing, which is fair considering Roger's legendary grudge-holding history, but who are they to question an alien with over 5,000 personas? Anyway, the family starts running into a couple of life-or-death situations that feel way too malicious to be coincidences, but Roger's clean slate is too impressive. I mean, he's even going after addict support groups. But hey, never touch a book by its Roger.
Get in the car, let's go!
I think we're safe. Quick thinking back there, Roger. Roger? Roger might be trying to kill us. And we have no brakes.
Yeah, as if Roger would ever take constructive criticism. Luckily, they escape that part of the assassination attempt and live long enough to confront Roger, who immediately comes clean about, trying to murder them. And since it's not exactly easy to kill a CIA agent's family, they do the only reasonable thing. They ship him off to a maximum security prison in Thailand.
No man's ever gotten out alive.
Who are they kidding? The dude's been around for almost 2 millennia, so it doesn't even take a couple of hours before he escapes, but not before warning the Smiths that there's nowhere on Earth he wouldn't be able to find them. So with that in mind, they take the only solution that actually makes sense.
We'll be safe in space. That we know.
Yeah, running to space from an alien wasn't exactly a smart move, was it? As the crew gets used to their new life as astronauts, Roger quietly begins plotting his revenge within the cold metal walls of their ship. Eventually, he captures them, and the whole thing becomes a parody of the movie Alien.
Ow!
Well, not as scary as the movie. What truly is terrifying, though, is the fact that Roger held on to all these grudges, and what he decided to do for revenge? Have them roast each other. And the Smiths, oh, they don't disappoint. They go hard on each other.
Steve, you will never get laid. There's nothing attractive about you. You have the seal of the cancer ward in a pediatric hospital.
Oh. Okay, Steve, let's see you give it to your mama.
Mom, you are not smart. I don't tell yo mamas so dumb jokes. I tell my mamas so dumb jokes.
No feelings spared. But what Roger didn't count on was that they actually laughed about it like he was supposed to. And that's where he finally figured out the point of a roast. What a roller coaster. Now, I gotta say, both of them had some solid material. Family Guy had some hilarious roasts and an even funnier revenge story, but American Dad, they absolutely killed it with their roasts and overall story creativity, so I'm giving the point to them. Let's see if Family Guy can catch up as we check out the episodes where similar characters have their balls bullied into hiding. In Mr. Act, Peter finally acts right by getting Lois a Valentine's gift.
I know in years past I haven't always been the most thoughtful partner. I'm often self-centered, confuse my words, and selfish. But I love you today and every day.
Very heartwarming, except for the fact that he got her a Peloton. Knowing Peter, it looks like he's stylishly calling her fat. Throwing stones in a glass house, if you ask me. But surprisingly, Lois actually warms up to the gift. And I mean really warms up to it, because it has all these cool features that help you bond with friends, though bond is a strong word.
I hope that mascara burns your eyes out.
How's that cheap wine-headed?
Go roll in dirt, you pig.
Your hair and I stink!
Peter, go cut her power.
Hey.
Looks like this happens all the time. Anyway, Lois dives headfirst into her new workout routine, gets completely shredded, and next thing you know, Stewie's head over heels for his own mom. I mean, how could he not? Well, actually, he could not, because you know she's his mom.
Whoa, did we get that European exchange student I saw on TikTok?
He's still the baby, so we'll let that whole thing slide, but with everyone buzzing about Lois's new bod, she somehow manages to convince Peter to try the Peloton. And shocker, he doesn't need much convincing to haul his flab onto it. But with Peter, come on, we all know he'd need a full-on instruction manual just to figure out how to turn on an apple, because he somehow gets himself in the freakiest of accidents.
Good morning. Are you ready to sweat?
I woke up sweating.
Okay, let's climb this hill.
I want to impress you, but also see if I can peek down your sports bra. Ow! 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 My balls! Oh, the other ones. Ow! 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 Ow!
Just like that, Peter ruptures his balls and gets diagnosed with Peloton balls, which apparently is what happens when you rupture your balls so hard that your voice turns soprano. So if you're a soprano singer, do yourself a favor, spare your balls, and don't try this at home, because trust me, it's only possible in cartoons. The only cure? Well, it's to hope his balls somehow fall back into place. And what better way to seek a miracle than at the church?
All rise. We have a few church announcements. First off, I'm seeing a lot of AirPods in ears, so let's get that under control. Secondly, all hymns now identify as they. And of course, amen is now a them.
It's in church that Peter gets recruited to be an altar boy, and at first he's living the choir dream, but not all the altar boys are happy that an old guy is stealing their spotlight, so they start to bully him, which is really funny because he's in his 40s. I guess hitting kids is a sin, so Peter goes to the priest for help, but that don't go exactly as planned. Just when all hope seems lost, a miracle happens.
Jesus?
I am here to help you with your problem.
You're gonna help me win an Emmy?
Whoa, no. Your choir problem. There's some things not even I can do.
Maybe you can ask your dad?
I'm not gonna ask my dad.
The amount of blasphemy this show's committed deserves its own YouTube video at this point. Anyway, you'd think the kids would change their ways after a confrontation from their Lord and Savior, but no. They just end up beating him up too. I mean, they just couldn't believe Jesus wasn't Caucasian, so they couldn't take him seriously. So even Jesus comes up with a backup plan.
Well, we're taking a new approach. You're gonna beat the crap out of them, and I'm gonna help you do it.
Would I be the first person to be violent to someone else in the name of Jesus Christ?
No, that's kind of religion's whole deal.
And he wasn't joking about it. The two of them go through a whole dragon warrior training before Jesus finally confirms Peter is ready to throw hands with a bunch of 14-year-olds. The good news is it pays off.
Looks like someone learned how to fight.
Yeah, I did a whole Karate Kid thing.
What's that? I'm only allowed to watch Kirk Cameron movies.
Ah, you poor dude.
I wish I could say I feel bad for the kids, but after seeing how they treated the adult responsible for getting them home, it's actually kind of satisfying. They really gave it their all, but you can't beat a man trained by Yahweh. Or at least I'm pretty sure that's in the Bible somewhere. But this sure wasn't.
Finish him!
Eat cross!
That move sure brings back memories, but the war ain't over yet.
Ow, my balls! Ow, my balls? Hey, my voice is back to normal.
And just like that, two birds and stones or whatever the frick they say. Peter gets his balls back and the choir boys get the grown-up attention they've been desperately craving. I wonder if American Dad can beat all that divine intervention. In the episode Crotch Walkers, Francine tries to have a little mother-son bonding time with Steve, but he's too busy gardening. And no, not smoking pot, actual gardening.
What are you doing here? You're making me look uncool in front of the garden club.
Gardening? Steve, that's one of my 4 things. And you and I haven't really done anything together in a while. Can I join?
What would you know about that, Mother?
That's a punch in the gut. No mom wants to hear that her kid would rather watch tomato grow than spend time with her. And while she's wallowing and brainstorming, Stan pops in to do what he does best: give advice that makes zero sense.
Steve is becoming a man, and one aspect of being a man is having absolutely no interest in women.
I suppose you're right.
Of course I'm right, because I'm a man. A man, Francine. From my head down to my low-hanging...
Right in the crotch. Whether that's karma for his terrible advice or from saying man one too many times, it lands him in the hospital. And while Stan's busy clinging to his precious generation, Steve tries something new. And no, it's still not weed. He starts to shoplift with his friends, all while his dad has somehow developed a rare condition.
Okay, I'll bite. What's up with the gyroscope on his junk?
Stan was injured and went into a rare condition known as testicular retreat syndrome. His, nugs were so traumatized, they ran up into his body to heal.
I have so many questions, but you gotta hand it to them. At least they put in more effort into naming the condition than Family Guy did. And if you're wondering what Roger, Haley, and Klaus are up to right about now, apparently they formed a not-so-successful Russian balalaika trio. But Stan, the manly man of the house, has even bigger things to worry about.
So what if I sound a little feminine? Stop laughing and treat me with the respect I deserve! My voice is not that high. It's a little higher than usual.
While Stan's deep in an existential crisis, Steve gets caught shoplifting. And since Stan is now a mannequin propped up by his own nuts, Francine has to sit him up just to teach him a lesson, but that's when the truth comes out. Francine's a successful shoplifter, and unsurprisingly, Steve's pretty impressed by her haul, so she seizes the opportunity to spend some time with him. What a perfect way to spend time with your adolescent son. They're sweet enough to swipe gifts for the family, but Stan knows his wife can't afford the kind of wristwatch that counts down to Rachel Maddow's death, so of course he chews them out for it.
What are we teaching our children? I may not have the authority around here I once had, but damn it, I still know what's right. I'm sorry, but Rachel Maddow's death will just have to come as a pleasant surprise to me. Promise me you two will never steal again.
Okay, Dad. I promise we'll never shoplift again. Will we, Mom?
Okay.
You can tell Francine's not exactly thrilled that her 20-year streak of stealing has been broken, but what really hits her is that without shoplifting, there's no way to spend time with Steve. So in a last-ditch effort to keep their bond alive, she plans on one final heist. Unfortunately, she gets caught and ends up facing the ultimate consequence: a one-way ticket to Venezuela.
Excuse me, miss?
Hi, how can I help you today?
I was just wondering, who's my union representative?
Anything else I can help you with?
No thanks.
Okay, well, my name's Harper, if you need anything.
Kinda gives off the same vibe as that one Family Guy scene.
Oh, damn. I say, I seem to have sewn a shoe to my hand. May I go to the nurse? Replace him! Ah! Faster!
Funny thing is, Lois was a klepto in that same episode too, but nobody got clocked in the crotch, so I'll just let this one slide. After Francine finds out Steve has been whisked away into forced labor because of her grand plan to out Danny Ocean, she goes on a full-blown rescue mission. Her CIA husband would have been perfect for backup if only he weren't too busy. Gotta hand it to him, those are some truly insane notes. But whether it was the sheer physical strain of hitting that final high note or the emotional crash of realizing just how far he's fallen, something unexpected happens.
I mean, this could be just what I need to get me out of this living room.
And back into life. My boys just dropped! Now! Thank God I'm back to normal. I don't have to settle for a life of singing with you idiots after all. Swing low, sweet child.
And just like that, any hope of a future career as an opera singer disappears. Back to Francine, she infiltrates the warehouse holding Steve by posing as a government inspector for cruelty, and somehow it works. The only problem? Getting out of there. But hey, she wasn't a professional shoplifter all these years for nothing.
Thanks for the access. I'll be sure to give a favorable report.
Thank you. And may I just say, you look in no way suspicious to me.
Just send me back to work. I can't be all up in that.
Now I get why the episode's called Crotch Walkers. The good news is, one grenade is all it takes, and they're saved. Pretty solid episode if you ask me. But when it comes to have the funniest nut-related accident, you gotta give the edge to Peter. The rest of the funny moments are a close call, but American Dad just can't beat Family Guy when it comes to storyline and fight scenes, so that point goes to them. At least in this case. That brings us to a tie. Let's see who takes the lead next. I'll be comparing who got stranded at sea more dramatically and who handled it like a champ. In the perfect castaway, Peter's struggling to catch a fish for his family despite his best efforts. Just when it seems like he's about to give up, though, an unexpected solution waddles its way to him.
If it's fish you want, Pelican's Reef is where you'll find them. I've seen fish there. Fish as far as the eye can see. Lots and lots of fish, I guess would be the main bullet point of this presentation.
Only catch is, no one ever survives going there. But when has a little thing like a disclaimer ever stopped Peter from doing something stupid? So, of course, he wastes no time saying goodbye to his family because for all they know, this could be the last time they see him. And let's be honest, it's kind of hard to forget Peter anyway.
Honey, be careful. This Pelican's Reef sounds dangerous.
That's why I built you a widow's walk, Lois. Go on, try it out.
Peter, that doesn't look entirely...
Go on!
Peter, I'm really not comfortable stepping foot on this
Lois,
thing.
I gotta leave in like 5 minutes.
Is this Scotch tape?
Oh, you drunk.
Yeah, I don't think they'll miss him that much, but with that, Peter heads out to sea. And what's better than having our psychopathic chubby guy out in the water? Having his whole friendship crew with him, of course. Cleveland, Quagmire, and Joe all tag along to help their buddy make ends meet, plus Peter's got the free beer covered. To lighten the mood and forget they basically signed up for perpetual danger, they decide to play Never Have I Ever.
All right, let's see. I never did a chick in a Logan Airport bathroom. God, let's see, what else is there? I never gave a reach around to a spider monkey while reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, God.
I never did the same thing, but with someone from Joanne Fabrics.
Oh, God, this is ridiculous.
The only thing Quagmire hasn't done is remain a virgin. But after a wild night of fun and more than a few questionable decisions, the guys finally get what they came for. Enough fish to start their own sardine company. They're about to toast to their success, thinking everything's smooth sailing, until they get hit with another surprise visit.
Hey, could I have one of those?
Hey, Death, what are you doing here?
Me? I'm here 'cause of that.
And their vessel was swept to the bottom of the briny deep, swallowed whole by the treacherous, unforgiving sea.
And just like that, the celebration sinks to the bottom of the sea. Lucky for them, Horndog Quagmire packed enough blow-up dolls to build a raft. But as you'd expect, a bunch of floating dolls can only keep them afloat for so long. They got bigger problems now. Dehydration, hypothermia, sharks, and of course, hunger. But don't worry, Peter's already a few steps ahead of them.
Hey, what's that?
What?
You're eating something.
You bastard! You have food?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Give me that! You've been eating my leg? What the hell is wrong with you?
Look, Joe, Joe...
You've been eating me!
Okay, you know what? Let's just agree to disagree.
But in his defense, Joe wasn't exactly using his legs, so now there's a little less to drag around. And honestly, it couldn't have come at a better time because right then and there, they stumble across an island. Meanwhile, back in Quahog, news of their disappearance spreads like wildfire. The guys are officially declared dead, and a full-blown funeral is being arranged in their honor.
We gather today to remember those brave Quahog men. The Bible declares an eye for an eye. So let us now take our vengeance on this murderous ocean.
I just can't believe he's gone.
Daddy, I'm gonna miss you.
Daddy!
I know, sweetie. I'm sad too, but you're making a scene. All our friends are here.
A very sad moment, really. If only they knew their dad was stuck on an island barely able to catch a fish because he spent most of his life watching sitcoms and crashing aircraft, but hey, at least they're off the sea now. And with that, the fun has to go on, right? But they still have a problem. They're men. And men have certain needs. Needs that only one solution can fix.
Anybody horny?
No.
No.
Yeah, me neither. And whoever's toe that is, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I think you can stop.
Boy, I'm sure glad nobody's here to see this.
And if you look off the left side of the ship, you'll see a bunch of homosexuals.
Not the best way to be caught in 4K, but they finally got rescued. After months at sea, they finally make it back home to their loving families, but Peter's return isn't exactly how he imagined it. After all that time, Lois had moved on. Now, I'm not saying it would have been easier if it were anyone else, but I'm pretty sure Peter didn't expect this.
What the hell? Who was there for you?
Honey, I'm home. Peter, you're alive.
Brian?
This is just like that sitcom where there's two dads, except nobody's laughing. No, wait, it's the same.
Talk about a twist of fate. Lois being married to Brian? That's not even the biggest issue. The real kicker is she's unwilling to divorce him because he's been such a huge help to the family. She just can't bring herself to do it. It'd be too harsh. That leaves Peter heartbroken, but desperate to win his wife back, and you know Peter, he's not about to give up.
Oh, hello, Lois.
Peter, What are you doing here, and where are your clothes?
Oh, did I forget my clothes? Oh, you know, I'd leave my ass behind if it wasn't so perfectly attached to my sternum. Perhaps I should cover myself.
What's even funnier is that Lois falls for it hook, line, and sinker. But there's a problem. It means she's now cheating on Brian, and they get caught up in this whole sneaking around thing, acting like a bunch of teenagers. That is until Brian finds out, thanks to Stewie, of course, and does what dogs do best, shows loyalty, and decides to do the honorable thing.
Well, thank God everything's back to normal, eh?
And to think, Brian, I was like a day away from having sex with you. I was gonna push those beds together and take you around the freaking world, Brian. But a nice pat on the head is just as good, huh?
I'll be in the basement.
Doing what?
What do you think?
Betty wishes he could just flush Honor down the toilet. Anyway, moving to American Dad, and Choosy wives choose Smith, Stan gets his license to fly. Very impressive, right? I'm sure it's super necessary for his line of work. But of course, Francine doesn't think so. And that's when she drops a bombshell.
I didn't want to tell you this. 20 years ago, right before I met you, I was engaged to another man. He was a pilot. Well, one day his small plane went down. I thought he was dead. He turned up alive a couple of months after I met you.
Come to think of it, Francine has a lot of secrets. Just as she predicted, Stan doesn't take it, because this revealed secret simply means that he was a second option, and all their time together might have been her setting. So of course he turns to the one advisor who can help him back up his curiosity, Roger. Together, both of them track down Travis.
I have no idea who you guys are, but you're welcome to as many hot meals and warm cots as you need.
Yeah, it's safe to say that Francine settled. The guy is like the smoking hot version of the Good Samaritan, and he's not doing bad financially either. You can already guess that only fuels Stan's insecurities even more, so instead of having a normal conversation with his wife, he decides to take a very Stan approach.
Travis?
Hello, Francine.
What are you doing here?
Setting up a date for her and her ex so she could decide who she really wanted to spend her life with? Yeah, that was probably the least insecure thing Stan does. Because after a little push from Roger, he comes up with a much better plan, one that really puts Francine on the spot to make a decision. If Stan just disappears.
Don't worry, I've got this all under control. Mayday! Mayday! We're going down! I think we really sold that crash landing.
A foolproof plan, really. Stan just sets up a bunch of cameras to spy on everything happening in the house, all while he's lounging at his secret CIA hideout, sipping pina coladas like it's no big deal. The plan was to stay for a couple of days, but of course, things never go as planned.
Stan, am I drunk? I mean, I'm definitely drunk, but is that regular size?
Oh my God!
Not sure if it's karma or the universe just really hating Francine's men flying, but either way, Stan and Roger are in deep trouble. They're stranded out at sea with no help in sight, and honestly, being stuck with Roger is like babysitting a toddler who knows way too many inappropriate things. But the two of them try everything possible to make it off that island.
Roger, I think I figured out a way to get off the island. Is there such a thing as a time crab?
You're scaring the gulls.
I had the greatest woman in the world, and I let my insecurity ruin everything.
That should do it. All right, seagull, take me home. Yes! Stan, dinner!
They don't exactly come up with the brightest ideas. Meanwhile, Francine and Travis are bonding like they're back in high school, rekindling their very special connection. This leaves Steve and Roger at each other's throats, but just when things couldn't get worse, a solution comes up unexpectedly.
Ah, ground, spaceman! Ground! Shut up, Ira! So you float, huh?
Stroke! You know, after this, I could rent myself out to Cubans.
How Roger didn't know he floats is just another mystery, and just like that, they paddle their way back to land. With a surprise waiting for Stan, Travis had already moved in and was living his best life, but Francine was already 2 steps ahead of them.
After I found out you were missing, I was devastated. But then I found all these CIA surveillance cameras all over the house.
Yeah, maybe I could have hid those better.
In conclusion, getting face-slapped by the ocean was pretty pointless, but at least it gave Stan enough proof to finally keep his mind at ease. That said, with Stan and Roger stuck on an island in such harsh conditions, I expected a whole lot more chaos, honestly. Meanwhile, Peter and the boys were out there giving us comedy gold in their survival efforts, so yeah, this one's going to Family Guy, putting them ahead. Up next, we've got similar episodes where characters step in as surrogates for the show's favorite gay couple. In Fertilized Meg, things take a weird spin after the family spends some time in the bowling alley.
Are you here for shoes?
Yeah, but I'm not sure what size I am.
The sizing line's right over there.
Just put your bare foot on my stomach and I can tell you your shoe size. I don't know. Next! I don't know.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Wait till you see what the other family members are up to. So Meg and Bruce start chatting, and he spills his heart out about his love for kids and how he's always wanted to have them. Problem is, with a boyfriend and no facilities for making babies, things get complicated. That's when Meg comes up with a genius idea. Why not be their surrogate? She can do it, even if her suitor count is lower than the family dogs, but you can already imagine how Peter and Lois are going to react.
Jeffrey and Bruce already picked out an egg donor from a website.
Okay, I'd like to say something. You can just get hot eggs off the internet? What website?
Meg, pregnancy is not something you do for money. You're gonna ruin your life, and I won't have any part of it.
Well, too bad, because I'm 18 and you can't stop me.
They might be saying it in their weird, messed up ways, but they're not wrong. Having a kid is no Family Guy joke, but Meg's determined that she goes along with the whole procedure. At first, it's not exactly a walk in the park, but over time, everyone just kind of rolls with it.
Papa John, my pregnant daughter asked that I bring her the worst pizza ever, and yours is that.
You think we're worse than Lunchables?
Yes. The sauce, the bread, the toppings, the way it's cooked, the way it tastes like the box it comes in, really the worst.
Well, do you want the butter sauce with the pizza or not?
Yeah, no, give me a bunch of everything.
At least Peter's sitting up as a potential granddad, but let's be real, it's no easy feat. From the cravings and mood swings to Crispy and all kinds of weird and obsessively checking if Meg's producing breast milk yet, it's a lot to handle. But somehow 9 months fly by faster than you can say surrogate drama.
I tried meth. All right, guys, looks like I'm really liking meth. Hey, guys, I need money. Like now. Like yesterday. Like now!
Hi, Peter. My name is Marcus. Your family has written some letters they'd like to read to you.
You liars!
Okay, a lot can happen in 9 months. But hey, the good news is Peter somehow gets over his meth addiction just in time to witness the baby come out.
Okay, we're out of gloves, so I'm gonna catch it with this Panda Express bag.
Are you sure this is safe?
Oh yeah, Panda bags are medical grade. Just never use a Subway bag. Oh, it's in the bag already. It's a girl.
And just like that, Eliza Judy Barbara is born. Usually this is the point where the surrogacy ends and Bruce and Jeff take their bundle of joy along with them, but for some reason they just kept on postponing the whole thing. Or so we thought.
How irresponsible can you be? I mean, this is your daughter you abandoned.
Abandoned? We wanted to come over, but Meg kept saying it was a bad time.
Meg, is that true?
This baby needs me. It's the first living thing that's ever needed me, for once.
It's a very touching moment when a mom doesn't want to separate from her child, only to realize that in this case, they are actually her parents. It's a hard truth, but one she faces like a mom. Now switching on over to American Dad. The day kicks off with all the energy you'd expect. Stan's his usual overly energized self, trying to make small talk with his neighbors, Greg and Terry, ever since he decided to become an ally. Nothing says good morning like awkward conversations.
What are you guys doing today? Shopping, brunching, or taking the day off and just being gay?
Dad, what are you doing?
Just reminding Greg and Terry I'm cool with the man-on-man crowd.
Yeesh. Anyway, it turns out that Greg and Terry are planning to have a kid, but Stan, being the concerned American, which is just code for being a Karen, strongly believes that two men can't raise a child properly. Of course, Francine completely disagrees with him and decides to help them out on becoming their surrogate. Of course, Stan don't take that lightly.
Francine, what the hell?
Okay, that doesn't exactly happen because Francine hides the whole pregnancy from him, and for the longest time, he just thinks she's gaining some unhealthy weight. It's not until he gets a call from her doctor that the truth smacks him in the face, and he decides to confront Greg and Terry about the whole thing.
Stop dancing so I can hit you!
Bam! Pow!
This fight is unbearably campy!
As far as confrontations go, that one wasn't half bad. But what's even better is that Stan has a change of heart. Not only does he stop obsessing over the situation, but he actually steps up and starts taking care of Francine. A surprisingly heartwarming moment until the day finally comes.
It's a girl!
It's a girl!
She's beautiful. Oh, Greg, here.
I am in love with this baby! Stan, look at my precious little gift from heaven!
They welcome a beautiful baby girl, but then the twist hits. Without a single warning, Stan bolts with their kid. Honestly, I wish I could say I didn't see that one coming. The guy didn't even give them enough time to name her. And just like that, a citywide search for Greg and Terry's baby kicks off. But of course, Stan's got other plans.
Francine, it's me.
Stan, where are you?
I'm here with Liberty.
Who?
Liberty Bell. It's the name I gave the baby I'm saving.
Stan, you bring her back right now!
Sorry, Francine, but I've prayed on this, and I'm taking her to Nebraska to put her up for adoption.
You can't give someone else's baby away!
Taking a baby to Nebraska because somehow an orphanage is better than a gay couple. That is quite the opinion. In some places, Stan's a fugitive, but in others, he's a hero determined to save a child who really didn't need saving in the first place. In the middle of a high-speed chase, Stan gets some unexpected help from a stranger, and he's genuinely impressed by their family. That is until another shocker hits him out of nowhere.
I can't wait to meet your husband and shake his hand.
Hi, honey.
Sir, I must tell you, you have a lovely family.
Actually, Al is short for Allison. I'm a woman.
Right. You know, I love long hair on a man. Grown-up Jesus had long hair, but his breasts weren't as luscious. Holy you're a woman!
Turns out they helped them out, hoping that seeing how happy and healthy their family was would open their eyes. But to make matters worse, Stan ends up kidnapping their kids too. But I guess that's exactly what he needed. Seeing their kids reminded him so much of Steve and Haley. It finally knocked some sense into him.
Our angel! I'm sorry, guys. I was wrong. Raising kids doesn't take straight parents. It takes loving parents. So I'm gonna take a chance and let you guys raise your own child. Come on, give me a hug. You know you want to. That wasn't campy at all.
Not a second too late. Anyway, both episodes had a lot in common. Two characters acting as surrogates for a gay couple, giving birth to a baby girl, and wrapping it all up with a happy ending. While the Family Guy episode was sweet and all, it doesn't hold a candle to the twists and car chases in American Dad. And just like that, the score's tied 2-2. Next up, we have the episode where everyone's punching bag finally stands up for themselves. One of them is pretty funny, the other one's kind of a bummer. See if you can figure out which one is which. In Seahorse Seashell Party, the Griffin family is stuck inside due to a hurricane and tries to do everything possible to entertain themselves.
Okay, it's a movie.
Peter, there's no talking in charades.
Okay, sorry.
Movie. Peter!
Sorry. One word.
Peter, you're still talking.
Okay, right. Fletch.
Is it Fletch?
It is Fletch.
You can tell that they're not doing a great job with this whole family bonding thing. From a completely wasted effort at charades to Peter making random dad noises, the whole thing's just a boring wreck. Heck, even Brian has to take some shrooms just to distract himself from it all. With no sign of the weather improving, they have no choice but to dig in and do some more family bonding.
Bang! I'm gonna finger bang you, Chris.
Not if I finger bang you first. Bang!
I'm gonna finger bang the two of you. Bang!
Hey, me too! Bang!
Why don't you just go do that to yourself, Meg?
Harsh. And that's the thing. The entire time they're stuck in the house together, the family just keeps on picking at Meg. I mean, sure, this isn't exactly new, but that doesn't make it any less annoying as all hell. Maybe it's the endless hours of being stuck with them. Maybe their bullying is finally crossing the line here, but Meg, she snaps.
Chris, you treat me like you hate me, and I don't know why. Do you have any idea what that feels like? What if I started calling you a fat, zitty loser and smells like an old woman who has birds for pets? Is it too much to ask to be treated with a little decency from my brother?
And she didn't stutter. Meg poured out her frustration, hitting the nail on the head with every word she said. But just when it was getting better, Lois tries to butt in the way she always does to save Chris, but Meg isn't having any of that either, not tonight.
My problems? Is this coming from my role model mother, the shoplifter, the drug addict, the who let Gene Simmons and Bill Clinton go to town on her?
Okay, let's just stop there because even I'm starting to feel the burn. But seriously, why does Lois join in on bullying Meg? I mean, I get why Peter and Chris do it. Peter's Peter and Chris is probably just copying his dad, but she's her mom for crying out loud. But if you think that's bad, just wait. It wouldn't be a proper roast of her family if Meg didn't save the best for last.
I like where this is going.
You're a fat, lazy, abusive, blue-collar Irish Catholic dad who drinks way too much and barely makes enough money to support his family. And you have nothing to show for it. Your only arguable accomplishments are your kids. And look at us. We're a disaster.
Mind you, I'm leaving out a lot more of what she said, but the saddest part about all this is that she's right, and even they know it. They all have their feelings hurt, except for Stewie, but they just can't handle the pain. Soon enough, they start turning on each other because without their lightning rod, they're just left to deal with their own mess.
You shut up, all of you! I didn't ask to be in this family!
I'll go get him. Peter, you come back here.
I faked all my orgasms.
What a train wreck. I mean, I haven't seen the Griffins this torn apart in, well, forever. But this moment is enough to break Meg. That's when she finally realizes she's the only thing keeping the family together. Without her, they have no one else to channel their anger at. With that harsh reality sinking in, she sacrifices herself once again, becoming their lightning rod.
I'm sorry, you guys.
You're a
Yes, I am.
Yeah, no. That was a terrible ending. Let's see if the Smiths can do better. In No Weddings and a Funeral, the Smiths are going about their usual everyday life, which of course mainly revolves around making fun of Klaus.
I guess you can put chicken down the drain.
Sounds like everybody's having a good time.
Klaus is in the disposal.
Tell that idiot piece of supposed to go in the toilet.
But here's the twist. Klaus has had it up to his gills and can't take the constant mocking anymore, so he leaves. Time goes by until 15 whole years later when Haley's a mom of 5, Steve somehow become the next Elon Musk, and Stan and Francine are divorced. And the one thing that brings them all back together? A nun shows up with the news of Klaus's death.
Dearest Smiths, I bet you always wondered what happened to good old Klaus.
Nope.
Not me. Oh, that clown.
Klaus's dying wish? They say some nice things about him at his funeral. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, it's a bit tricky when they can't even find a single picture of him. Their complete nonchalance towards his death just pisses the nun off even more. Anyway, the funeral starts, and at first, it's not so bad.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Play, hey now, rock star. Get the show on. Paid and glitters is go.
But that's the best he could get out of them because the Smiths have absolutely no respect for the dead.
He was such a liar. Remember when he told us he beat up Brett Favre at a mini golf course?
Check this out, guys. I always said Klaus was a wiener.
You guys are ruining my funeral!
Whoa, you do a better Klaus than he did.
That was the last straw. Turns out Sister Madeline was actually Klaus in disguise, faking his death just to get a little respect, but with no hope of that, he moves to the second phase of his plan, putting them in his own shoes, or in this case, bowl.
Where are we? We're underwater, and we're in the attic.
We're in Klaus's bowl.
No, it's worse. We're in Klaus's body.
Bingo, jerkwads! Welcome to hell!
What Klaus doesn't count on is that in their desperate bid to escape, they end up using him as a punching bag. And surprisingly, this brings them closer together like the old times. They finally realize that throughout all these years, Klaus had been the abused glue holding them all together. And that's all he ever wanted to hear. With the house burning, they used teamwork to get Steve's pleasure bot to help.
We made it!
Let's leave Steve's questionable invention and focus on the fact that they survived and everything came back to normal.
Disposal! 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 I'm the glue, baby!
At least Klaus finally gets to feel like part of the family, I guess. Now, when it comes to the 2 episodes, I gotta admit, American Dad had more hilarious scenes and executed the plot much better, despite the ending still sucking. The Smiths know they're mean to Klaus, and they just don't care, while the Griffins act all innocent and blame Meg. So when it comes to punching bag versus lightning rod, American Dad takes the cake thanks to an unpredictable episode. Kind of like those Multiverse episodes where both shows jump in and out of alternate universes. In Family Guy's Road to the Multiverse, there wasn't any way to predict what would happen next.
Oh, winner! You've won a genuine live homosexual.
Mom, can I keep him?
Well, it's a big responsibility, Chris.
What do you eat?
Attention!
I like your hair.
Still hungry!
Good to see how they've softened up on their gay jokes. Anyway, in the mix of weird things happening, Stewie introduces Brian to his latest invention, the device that transports you to a parallel universe. The first universe they go to is one that progressed so far because Christianity never existed, and there were some really interesting progressions.
My God, is that Meg?
36D, Brian. And you know what's amazing? In this universe, she's still one of the ugly ones. If you saw Lois, you'd have to put your in a wheelchair.
I bet the world could not handle Lois being shown in this particular universe. Anyway, the 2 of them are cruising through these alternate worlds, and Stewie's definitely proving his device works, but hey, why stop at high-tech and a hotter Meg? They keep hopping around, even landing in a universe where the United States never flexed its muscles and dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. And let's just say things are a lot different.
Meg-chan, ブスまた最低だよ。
お父様の願いに従います。
俺がおならしただよ。
こんにちは。大好きです。
I don't know what I was expecting, but that moment was comedy gold. Sadly, the fun doesn't last long. They quickly realize they've got a problem. They can't find their own universe. So the only option left is to hop from one universe to the next, hoping they'll eventually land at their bus stop. But of course, it's not that simple. Not only do they end up in a Disney universe, but they also stumble into the Ice Age universe, where they barely escape with their sheer brilliance.
You want to go for a walk? It's working. Do more. You want a treat, boy? That's good. That's good. And we're going for that walk?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'll let you go for a ride in the car.
Must be a special occasion. Yes, all right, what do I do?
Just press the red button.
Which one's red?
Press the big button.
I tell you, the animation and effort in this episode are so obvious, you can see them from a mile away. We get to witness completely different versions of Quahog and its characters and scenarios we never even knew existed. It's like stepping into a whole new world every time they jump universes.
Where is my supper?
Still in the oven.
Will I have it soon?
Why don't?
Thank you.
I mean, what's there not to love? And Brian thinks so too. Tilly lands in pure heaven.
They have finally figured this out. I just need to make a few more calculations.
Home sweet home. But thanks to Brian, the device breaks, and they end up stuck in a world where everything is reversed. They try to fit in, but it's hard for Stewie to go from master to pet. Without the device and no proper knowledge about this world, the two of them run to the only place where they could get help. And it's almost like nothing's changed. Almost.
My wife, Lois. My son, Chris. My daughter, Meg. Our puppy, Stewie.
And of course, Stewie's the same everywhere. His dog version just happens to have another device. But just as they're about to get their hands on it, he snaps. And we all know bad humans end up in the pound. Luckily, dog Stewie and human Brian break them out and send them to the only place this can happen.
Mom, have you seen my trapper keeper?
Yeah, we're home.
That's the right universe, all right. Time to find out what American Dad's multiverse of American dadness has in store for us. With the Shaggy concert in town, Stan and Francine surprise Haley and Steve with the very last tickets, and they are pumped. Only thing is, the universe had other plans in mind.
I don't know what I'd do if anything were to ever happen to one of us. Another Steve down. Infinite Steves to go. Look at all the Steves I've killed.
Guess Steve won't be needing that ticket. And just like that, Steve dies. It's a heartbreaking moment for the whole family.
My baby! My brother!
No father should have to bury a virgin.
Why? Why did this happen? And when?
The good news? They're not our Smith family. At least not from our universe, but that doesn't mean that they're not grieving. And just when things can't get any worse, a cyborg Principal Lewis appears on a mission to find the Steve who also killed his family. And just like the other universe, Stan and Francine get the Shaggy tickets. The only difference, this Haley isn't exactly thrilled to be going with her nerdy brother, and that completely wrecks Steve. But as always, danger is lurking around the corner.
Don't worry, weaker Steve. I'll make you less sad by killing you.
Oh God, a dead white boy. They'll give me the chair for this. I know. I'll move to France.
Just like that, the reign of evil Steve ends. Honestly, with all those muscles and scars, I expected way more from him. Anyway, with evil Steve dead, Cyborg Lewis is devastated. No family, no revenge. Meanwhile, trouble still brews in paradise because Haley can't go to the concert unless she goes with Steve, and let's face it, no little brother wants to hear that's the only reason he's wanted.
If you think spending time with me is such a problem, I'll make sure you never have to do it again!
Is it just me, or do we look like a thumbnail to a sick-ass... What's up?
Let's just pretend we didn't hear that. With Steve in a different multiverse on a mission to find a sister who won't call him a dork all the time, Haley's more concerned about dragging him back so she can make it to her concert. Now that Cyborg Lewis is aimless, no one to protect and no purpose to serve, he hands Haley his armband, giving her the tools to track down Steve and bring him back.
Let me give you my STD. He means Steve Tracking Device. To portal in and out of universes, push the big button on the armband. The Steve Tracking Device works like a bloodhound. It'll guide you to your Steve over time, but it can't take you right to him.
And that's how the twin episode really unfolds, because even with the device's handy Steve tracker, Haley's hopping from one universe to the next, hunting him down. And of all the multiverses she could land in, the first one she hits is filled with nothing but berries. And one Shaggy. Apparently he's a universal constant. One more push of the button and she meets her first Steve.
There you are. This feels like a trap. This seems normal.
Flag, 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 flag!
Nice save, Haley, but let's be real. The American Dad multiverse isn't about to let you escape a good old racial profiling joke.
Wasn't I already in this universe?
No.
Are you sure? Because I literally just saw a black Steve.
Infinite universes with infinite possibilities, and you can't fathom two black Steves?
No, I'm not...
Just popping in to explain that you're really embarrassing yourself.
Yep, no escaping it. Compared to the Family Guy multiverse jumping, there's less animation variety here, just a bizarre collection of ridiculous versions that makes you wonder how deep the rabbit hole goes. And just when you think it can't get any more ridiculous, Haley's still bouncing from universe to universe till she finally finds Gingerhead White Steve.
Did you have sex with a lady version of your best friend? How is she already this far along?
We didn't have In this universe, you get someone pregnant by gazing tenderly into their eyes.
And boy, did we gaze at each other.
Doesn't make it any less weird. The sad part, Steve leaves his unborn child behind, still chasing a better Haley. Meanwhile, Haley's got to pull herself together because being away from their own multiverse is starting to cause some serious ripples. But just when things couldn't get more complicated, Haley crosses paths with the Haley from the universe who lost her Steve and actually wants him back. Talk about a multiverse mess.
Pecan Sandies.
I appreciate the tickets, Mother. However, I'd prefer to attend the concert with just my friends.
I love this family's ability to reach conflict-free resolution.
I'll cut you! Not if I cut you first!
The whole thing literally turns into a tug of war with Steve as the prize. Haley and the other Haley finally meet up with Steve, and that's when he makes his big decision. His Haley is the only one for him. But it's already too late. Thanks to their endless world hopping, they've messed up the fabric of the universe. Now the only way to fix everything is to save Shaggy.
You destroyed my family!
It wasn't me.
Admit it! He said he caught you on the counter!
Wasn't me!
Liar! I saw you banging on the sofa!
It wasn't me!
At least we finally get to see the different animation style, and thanks to Haley and Steve, the almighty Shaggy was saved from a drilling. That said, when you look at either of them, it's tough to choose. From Steve getting the girl version of his best friend pregnant to Black Steve and then Shaggy being a universal constant, absolutely hilarious. You can tell the Family Guy crew really poured a glass of creativity into this one. So sorry folks, I gotta hand this one to them, bringing the scores neck and neck at 3-3. This next one is so similar, you can't tell me there was no homework copying going on. Turns out, both shows have episodes where the dads change their past and end up with a completely different family. So, let's kick it off with Meet the Quagmires.
Oh my god, how embarrassing! Look how much fun I am!
I'm kidding, that's just Peter reminiscing about how much fun he used to have. He envies Quagmire's bachelor life, convinced his own life would be way more epic if he never got married. And Peter means it, so much so that he actually tracks down Death. Yeah, Death, and convinces him to send him back in time to stand up Lois.
Lois, we got the rest of our lives for me to not hear a word you just said, but tonight I got plans with Cleveland.
But we had a date.
Could I wham my Oingo Boingo into your velvet underground?
And that, of course, turns out to be the biggest mistake of his life. Let's be real, ditching Lois, who's way out of his league, to go play Pac-Man with Cleveland, yeah, that's some classic Peter-level bad decision-making. And he doesn't take long to learn that when he runs out of time and gets sent back to the present, only to face the shock of the century.
Lois, what the hell? I'm gone for one night and you sleep with Quagmire?
What I do with my husband is none of your business.
Morning, Pete. Hope you and Molly can still join us for dinner tonight. Let's go play schoolgirl and guy who has sex with schoolgirl.
To be fair, I don't know what he was expecting. I mean, anyone who's anyone knows that messing with the past always comes with a serious toll in the present. I mean, it's Back to the Future 101. Thankfully, Brian's there to explain all that to him, but it's hard to come up with a solution when he's still trying to adjust to the present.
Meg, stop staring at Mr. Griffin. I'm sorry, Peter. I'm afraid she's got a father's libido.
What can I say? I'm a vegetarian.
That's way too many mini Quagmires for comfort, so Peter ends up running back to Death, begging for help to fix it. Death tells him the only way out is to go back and redo everything the way it was, but you know, Peter's got the attention span of a squirrel on espresso, that's kind of hard. And that's how Peter messes up his chance to Lois again. Death's had enough, like waiting for Dick Van Dyke to die, so he bails on Peter. With his last chance on the line, Peter finally mans up and does what he should have done all along. He stands up for the woman he loves.
Hey, Quagmire.
Huh?
Sorry, Lois, but I have to do this.
Just like that, Peter rewrites time. Instead of Quagmire's weird kids, he gets to see his own weird kids yet again. But if there's one character that can understand why Peter did what he did, it's Stan in Dreaming of a White Porsche Christmas. Stan gets overwhelmed with all the Christmas errands he's got lined up for the family.
Hey, Stan, Francine wants you in the kitchen.
Hey, Dad, did Mom find you?
I'm wearing a Santa costume. How hard can she be looking?
Honey, the tree isn't done. Go get the angel from Roger's attic.
Dude looks like he could punch the whole family and run away just to get some peace and quiet. What makes it even worse is that while Stan's trying to keep it together, Principal Lewis is out there living his dream life. No kids, no wife, no alien, no fish, and most importantly, no constant dad yelling. And that's when something strange happens.
Need a hand?
No, Roger, I don't need help.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to these two little Christmas miracles.
Stan, will you do something about the trash cans?
Sometimes I just wish I had Lewis's life.
Just like that, Stan wakes up the next day alone in his bed. Well, almost alone. Roger's still there. And the house looks like a frat party exploded in it. That's when it hits him. His wish must have come true. Roger's only there because, well, he grabbed Stan's butt. But hey, they're not complaining. They take full advantage of the situation. He's milking his new single life for all it's worth. Definitely 10 times better than whatever Peter was doing. But to really make the most of his newfound freedom, Stan decides it's time to track down the king of bachelors himself, Principal Lewis. It's at this moment that reality hits him really hard.
We gotta get a peep at his babe. Lewis is always killing it. Francine? The hell is going on?
Oh, I think it's pretty clear, Stan. Principal Lewis and Francine have been doing it. Are you picturing it? I'm picturing it.
I'd rather not picture it. But Stan is furious because he wants his family back. The only problem is he doesn't even know how he got his wish to come true in the first place, so what the frick does he do? Well, he kidnaps the whole family.
7 swans a swimming, 6 5 gold rings. I can't do this.
You sound beautiful.
They sound terrified. The CIA's here. This should be interesting.
And just like that, Stan turns into a criminal. The whole thing takes a dark turn after Francine and the kids escape their hostage situation, and Stan decides that there's no point in living without them, and takes his own life. But just when it seems all hope is lost, a Christmas miracle happens.
That was brutal. Yes, you learned the importance of family.
So I get my family back?
Yes, dear Stan. Here you are, Stan.
And my family's in there?
No one is more in there than your family, Stan. Hey, Pops!
Hi, Daddy! Just in time for dinner.
This isn't my family.
Stan's ideal family. That's where things get tricky. Turns out Francine, Haley, and Steve were never really his family. They were just a cautionary tale sent to teach him a lesson, and now that he's learned it, they're taken away. It's all messed up, so Stan comes up with a plan. Let Roger make a wish for them to go home.
Wait! All right, make your wish.
What's the point? It already came true.
Just do it! It didn't work.
Yeah, it did. I got my Porsche.
And just like that, their only hope goes down the drain. With no other ideas, Stan does what he does best, mess up his family, making his new wife so mad that she wishes she'd never married him in the first place. For the first time, Stan finally does something right.
You got the wine glasses?
Yes, the one.
What? Why?
Because you're my one and only, baby.
Oh, group hug!
What's all the racket? Oh, family hug.
Get in here, fish.
A heartwarming Christmas episode. It was a tough call, though, because both Peter and Stan lost their families due to their greed, and they both learned their lessons. But when it comes down to who actually worked harder to get his family back, I gotta give it to Stan. Plus, the American Dad version was funnier. So with that final score, American Dad takes the crown with 4 wins to Family Guy's 3. Let's see if the Griffins can do a better job against copying The Simpsons up next. As always, guys, thank y'all for watching.